Hello everybody, welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we are taking a look at Logic Pro for iPad and the remarkably good Tom Misch producer pack. So working with just with one pack, just with a producer pack or a sound pack, is a really great way to get into Logic and also improve your kind of skills as a mixer or an engineer or a producer or whatever you like. Plus also you can chop all this stuff up and make it your own. You know, this is what I've done here basically. So I've got tons of loops and stuff and instruments and things, and I played in some of the stuff. For example, I've played in this cool electric piano and also this very, very cool ghost haunted reversed organ thing. We're going to take a good look at the instruments and samples, a really deep dive on the cool stuff that you can do while reversing, stretching. I've done all sorts of reversing audio, stretching audio, done all sorts of interesting things with the sounds. And I'll show you how to do all that as well to get the best out of your producer packs and stuff like that. First of all, I shall play the project and then we'll take a look at the sounds. We'll take a deep dive into the pack. We'll import some audio. We'll chop it up, stretch it, do all sorts of cool fades, slow starts, tops, all that kind of cool stuff that you can do with anything in Logic because it's like just bonkers powerful. Anyway, here's the track. It's very cool. It'll give you a flavor for the Tom Misch producer pack and how it sounds and the kind of cool stuff you can do. Anyway, back in a moment when we've done this. Oh, by the way, if you like the video, please strike the like. It really does help, guys. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Most people who watch the channel aren't subscribed. So, you know, subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. And if you're feeling super generous, make a super chat or a super sticker or consider becoming a patron. All these things you can do to help support us here at the Sound Test Room. And me and Joe really do appreciate it. Anyway, if you're watching this video premiere, top job, cool beans. Let's do the track. Before I carry on from this point, the only things that aren't from the Tom Misch pack are the drums, which I used some brush drummers, and there's a little percussion track down here, which was also one of the drummers, and that's it. Everything else is from the Tom Misch pack. So there you go. There is the track. And I'm really happy with it so far. I think it's really good. So, okie dokie. Like I said, everything apart from the drums was the Tom Misch pack. And there are drums in the Tom Misch pack. So let's move this up and have a look at the browser here. Okay, so first of all, we're going to just search for, like, look, loops. We're in loops, right? And we'll search for Tom Misch. So we'll just go Tom, and it will appear there. And this will bring up all the loops in the Tom Misch pack. And then we can drill down jazz, rock, drums. And like I said, there's all sorts of cool stuff like this, which is one of the ones I used. Some really lovely, crisp drum breaks and loops and stuff. Very nice. Loads of great jazz piano. So you can see there's an awful lot of stuff in here, right? So you could, like, say, but we could drill down a little bit more. We could go, okay, what's going on with the jazz stuff? So we've got some. And a lot of these guitars are great because they go over a long period of time, like play solo. So just for example, let's take this guitar, okay? So, and let's drop it in here. And we know it's a loop, so we can stick it somewhere down here. Let's close this for a second. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Now, I don't want to duplicate this, so I'm just going to leave this on trim up here. And I'm just going to move this all the way to the end of the track so it's out the way, sort of thing. In fact, just let me make sure I am out the way. Boff. There we go. And what, just for now, we'll just tap on it again and just hit select cycle and select region. So now first thing we can do is, let's make this bigger, like this. Okay, so we can start to chop this up. In fact, let's make it slightly bigger so everyone can see it properly. So choose a point, right? And this is where you can make these loops your own kind of thing. Let's go with point here. Well, that's right on there. But let's choose split, okay? And then just, bosh, that's now split that there. Let's move it to somewhere here. Let's choose split again. And just chop this up a little bit. And this is a really good way, you know, you can get creative with all these loops and stuff and change them up, you know. So let's just move that slightly there and drag that down. Let's do the same here as well. In fact, let's just go around there. Choose this, go split. Now you can take bits out. Now what we could do is, let's just move these around a bit now. So we can just put, let me get off split, take it back to trim, just move some of this stuff out the way like this. Let's do that. Let's put that there, sort of thing. Let's move these out the way. So we're kind of going to rearrange this loop so it's playing different. Okay, so we'll take that into there. We'll put this one in first. Yeah, let's leave that there like that. Let's just drag this out the way, this out the way, this out the way. And you can do, like I said, you can do this with all these loops, you know. And basically what you've done is changed up the, oh, sorry, I've trimmed that. So do that. And now we'll put that back in. And let's trim, let's move this, let's trim this back here a bit. Let's move it there. Trim that to, say, there. Leave that there. Put that there. And drag it back into there, so you've only got a tiny bit at the end. So if we play it now, So now you've completely changed that loop up, and you can still kind of go, right, well, okay, I'm going to edit this even further. I'm going to pull this here. I'm going to drag that back in like that, and I'm going to put that there. Hang on a sec, I'm just going to grab it in the middle, put it there, and then stretch that out to there. Now, this is good. What you can also do, say, for instance, if I take this one and put it onto a track below, which will just create another audio track, right? What we can also do, which is very cool, if we just listen to this one now, if we solo this and go back to the beginning of the loop, which will just... Okay, so we've just got that one snippet now. But if we hit this little button here, which is stretch, we can stretch this out over the whole of these, I don't know whatever it is, 8 bars. And now this will play time stretched over those bars. Which is what I did for some of those solos. Now you'll get some artifacts going on, but you wouldn't really hear them much, and maybe that's stretched a bit too much, so it doesn't matter. So you could do it, say, from there, but you could also say, well, okay, I'm going to go in here, do that. I'm going to go with my split tool here, drag that down, and just delete that first section, go back to trim, and now I've got it starting immediately. Now, don't forget, I've stretched this now, but I'm stretching this now over. In fact, let's split it even further. Let's go with, say, well, okay, I'm going to go to the end here, hit split, drag this down, select this, well, take it off, back to trim, take this down, and I'll just delete that section. And now I'll go back to stretch and stretch it over the 4 bars like that. And now see what it sounds like. So in fact, we'll loop it, see if it loops okay. I mean, it will loop okay, obviously, because... And then we could go, well, okay, let's make this wider so we could see it. We could start to like manipulate this loop as well. So you could go here, for example, with your playhead, or let's move it to there, something like that, and then hit your split tool, select this, chop that, maybe go to this one here, chop that, and we could go, well, okay, I'm going to go back to my trim tool so I can move stuff around. I'm going to put that one there. I'm going to take this one back to there, take this in and put it there. And now we've changed the, you know, the notes. So that's some of the cool stuff you can do. Let's just delete this track because we don't need it. Delete. Other cool things we can do, right? Let's delete this one as well. We don't need that really. Let's choose a different loop. So for example, we'll choose, say, we'll choose this. I'll stick that there as well. So now we have, let's close the browser so it's not in the way. So now we have 8 bars of this. Okay, so before I do anything else, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the duplicate button and I'm just going to drag this over. So I've got 2 of these here, right? Okay, so they'll just play in a loop exactly as they are. What we can do all sorts of cool stuff with the audio as well. So if we select whatever we select, let's select this, for example. In fact, what we'll do is grab this and drag it here. And what it's going to do is it's going to create 2 separate audio tracks. So if we play it from there, so it still works. And because I had copy on, we've got another one here. But you see, it's only this short piece, right? So let's delete that out of the way. So when you drag audio over other audio places, what you're actually doing is creating separate files. However, let's select a region here, go into our inspector. Now we're in region level, which is good. That's what we want. First thing we could do if we wanted to is let's choose this second one, right? And we're in region level. Make sure you're in region, not track, because you're playing with different regions now, audio regions or MIDI regions, right? Select this track here and just reverse that one. So now if we play, in fact, let's move this over the entire length of this kind of project so we can see what's going on, because we're messing with all of this section now, right? So if we play now from the beginning, you're going to get this middle sectional reverse. And then this little end bit. Cool beans, eh? We can go even further. Let's take this first section, for example, and remember we're in region mode. We've got reverse turned off of this. We don't need to reverse that if we don't want to. Let's move up. It tells you what the original tempo is. Let's move up to our fade section, right? So fade in. Okay, this is super simples, right? Fade in. You want this first loop to fade in, and you could do this over the entire bunch of tracks if you wanted to fade them in. You know, it just takes a bit of time to set it up. So super easy. Click on this, and now you can enter a fade time. It's in milliseconds, so 1000 will be 1 second, and you'll see there's a fade in marker appeared there. So now it fades in, right? Let's increase that fade time, right? Let's do this. We know that our fade in is, let's increase this to, let's just go back and go 2 seconds. So now it's going to take 2 seconds for that audio to fade in. Oops, sorry. Very nice. And then we can select it again and go, well, okay, let's get out of that, sorry. Let's go fading out now. So fade start, fade end. Style is fade out, okay. And again, we'll say we'll fade out over 2 seconds, and you'll see it fades out. Right, now, again, it's super obvious what's going to happen. It's going to go into that reverse section. However, what we can do is look at this where it says type. Okay, so we know it's just on a fade out, 2 seconds, and a type is out, so it's fading out, right? Tap on this and you've got crossfade, equal power crossfade, or S-curved crossfade. So S-curve is like, it's hard to show you, but it would fade in like sort of that, you know what I mean? So it would go fade slow, quick, and then blending. Let's do equal power, and you'll see now we've got a crossfade here that's going to crossfade from this into our reverse. How cool is that? But it gets better than that as well. So say, for example, let's choose this end slice, this tiny bit at the end, right? It's like 1 bar or something, right? Let's look at this. We can have it reverse, we can fine tune it, we can transpose it up, and anything we like. We can have it follow the tempo of the track, or just stay on the original tempo. We can have it speed up. We'll look at all this stuff in a sec, right? But fade end now. So what happens at the fade out? Okay, so the fade out we're going to set to, I don't know, I just want to see maybe 3 seconds, right? So done. And you'll see, right, that's too much. I'm going to change this to 2 seconds. Should be about, you're right. So it'll start more or less there, but instead of having the type fade out, what we're going to do is change the style to slow down. And what's going to do is it's going to slow down like a tape. And in fact, I'm going to extend the range so that you can hear the full effect. So otherwise, it's just going to loop back to this beginning bit. So fades into that reverse part. And now it just slows down like a tape. Now you could actually have this second section as well. If you wanted to, you could go up now and choose transpose, and we'll go transpose up 1 semitone. Okay, I guess that is. So we'll soon see. So let's do. So you get the idea there. You all right, darling?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, yes. Stop squatching that bag.
Well, no, I've done it now and you're talking to me, so let me squat some more.
So that was Joe, just been Joe, you know. Shopping all right, was he, darling?
You want to Google that, do you?
You want to shut right up now. Oh dear. I'm sure if you're a Patreon, Joe will tell you this on Discord. I'm not going to get into it now. Anyway, right. So, brilliant. You can do all this really, really cool stuff with the audio. And just by playing around with the fade-ins, fade-outs, quantizing, you can... It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Let's take that back to our 0 done like this. And it should all be very nice now as it fades in and out. Awesome. And of course you can go back in and say, well, I don't want that reversed. You know, you could just switch reverse off for this now. You could go here and say, well, instead of having it fade in, let's have it speed up, okay, over the course of its 2 seconds. Now, of course, you can do this with any audio track you like. Okay, so you know, it's not just this. Any audio track, you can really get some cool stuff going. Okay, so let's just check this out now. I'm going to show you some of the very cool instruments you get with the Tom Misch pack as well. So again, we'll just go to our browser here and we will look at Tom Misch, and this time we'll go back and we'll go to instrument patches and we'll search for Tom, and there you go, Tom Misch there now. So these are the instruments, right? So you've got all this stuff, but these are instruments, don't forget. So what that means is, if I like say do this deep bass tones piano or this djembe, if I go on to a track, I can't put this here because it's an instrument, I have to play it. So if I drop it there, I can play it, or if I change it off to this dreamy, smooth vocal, lovely. So we're looking at instruments. So let's go, well, okay, keyboard instruments. And there's these here. Now, it will also give you partial matches, which are in different packs. So we're just going to... This ghostly reverse organ, listen to this. So it's already selected, but you can put it down there again if you want. Let's look at this. Let's close out the browser. It's very nice, right? Let's open up our, well, you're not going to get anything there because it's just going to ask you to create something, but you know, a region that you want your track to be. You could be a pattern. You did the same here. You can create a pattern, drummer region, pattern region, whatever you like. Let's click the second. Oh, sorry, that's the mixer. Let's click this one, which is the instrument, and you'll see that Tom has used a B3, and there's a couple of space designers. So if I turn these space designers off, we're just going to basically have this B3, which is the vintage B3. It's got a compressor on it. I'm guessing some EQ. Let's look at the EQ. Epic organ. Right, okay. Let's look at the space designers. These are why the space designers are brilliant. And this one, this is what's given that super cool ghostly feel. Let's switch that one off, open this space designer up and see what's going on. If we scroll down, you will see in details reverse. If I switch reverse off, you're just going to hear the effect straight now. You also see that it's all, no dry signal at all is coming through it, and it's all wet. So if we can blend. But the cool stuff you can do, of course, is switch reverse back on. And go to your envelope, and this is where you can control the speed of that reverse, right? So listen, so attack time, but if we turn this all the way up, it's like having no reverse, because we're reversed, right? If we were to take reverse off, the effect would fade in like that. But because we're in reverse, we can control the speed. And we can have it linear or exponential. You see the initial level is very low. Awesome stuff. It's really, really cool. And then the other one has been basically used as a reverb for after this one. So now the effect of that on the track, let's just take this down and go and find my part where it is here. Here, the effect is going to sound different now than it did in the original. So that's the original, and then here's the one we've just been playing with. Now this here, let me open this so we can start soloing stuff out. Here what I did, okay, so I have, let's solo this. We have a cymbal crash here when it comes through. Let's make it a bit wider. And then at the end here, I have the same cymbal crash, but instead of it being played forward, I had it reverse. And then I just moved it to the point where it comes in with the percussion. So for example, it's like kind of like a build up to the percussion, obviously. Now, let's just loop this region. Okay. So it'll loop the guitar section. What I did here was take the guitar and then what else did I do to it? Yeah, I put some tape delay onto the guitar. Which sounds really nice. Now there's also this was a longer loop that I chopped up. So it was slightly, if I took some bits out of it as well. And this one, this sound, this loop is exactly the same as this one here. So it's the same guitar loop, but again, it's chopped up differently. So if I was to say, just move my loop point back to there, but it sounds completely different, right? I mean, totally different. This is stretched. You could probably hear it without it being in the mix. You can hear the artifacts. But in the mix, let's take it out. It fits in really, really well. Now with this last one, I showed you, where is it? Where is my guitar gone? It's around here somewhere, isn't it? There. I'll just get my, actually what I'll do is I'll just choose this and hit cycle selection and just move it from there to, it's hard with the mouse, but without the mouse you don't know where I'm at. Right, so let's switch this on and solo this. What I did with this one was, let me see, sorry, this one was put it through Amp Designer and then an echo as well. I messed around with the echo, and with the Amp Designer I used this amp, but you can of course just go and design your own guitar sound after you've chopped up the loop, which is cool. Okay, another cool trick you can do, let's use this as an example here, is I had found this is one of the like kind of loops or one shots, if you like. I'll just turn this off and you'll hear it's like a piano. Well, you'll hear what it is. It's a piano riff. This is the same one, except I stretched out the audio. Now, it doesn't sound great on its own because I stretched it out quite a lot, but in the mix, when it's playing. A guitar again with loads of delay on it. Drummer. And the cool thing, of course, is let's just loop this region, shall we? We can go in here and edit all this stuff. Make it more busy, you know. And you hear that piano. This piano here. It's a really weird time signature, because I'd stretch that as well. Then it drops into this end section. Now this is really cool. Just this weird vocal thing. Again, all of this stuff apart from the drummers is the Tom Misch pack. So you'll see, if I'm gonna cycle this region here. I'm gonna do a rounded selection on the cycle. This vocal finishes too soon for me, so I'm going to stretch out a little bit more. So that vocal's finished now, but I'd like it to go on to here. So if I make this wider for you to see, basically this vocal, even though I'd stretched it, it still ends there. So I'm going to select it here, make sure I'm selected on the vocal, of course, and choose my stretch tool here and just pull this out till it's there like this. And now it'll probably sound even weirder, which is good. Let's just see. I also put a big chroma verb on it. And now it's not going to come until the guitar comes in now. So this will end and the guitar. Let's take cycle off. Okay, so the bass is just a loop. If I select it here, it's just a bass loop. In fact, again, I'll just select a region of this so you can cycle a region so you can hear it. So here we go. It's a bit bassy. So I am going to add in a track EQ. Channel EQ, sorry. Open this. I'm just going to drag down some of this low end. So it's too muddy there, yeah? Awesome stuff. Let's go back to the beginning bit as well. Okay, so what have we done here? Hang on. These horns are really, really cool as well. So if we solo those, and I chopped all this up, as you can see from a loop. I think I made some adjustments here. Make sure I'm selected, that was my bass. That might be better, might help them chop through a little bit. Oh yeah, that's much better. This also. I chopped up from just one of the loops. Okay, so before I go, I'll play the track when you can say tará to each other if you're watching via Premiere. Before I go, I'd like to show you some of the other sounds that you get. So you can drill down any of this, maybe some acoustic stuff. And then you can go, well, okay, maybe not. I'll go with some... Where do we go in? Synthy stuff. Actually, I think let me just stick with Tom here. In fact, let me search again. So I get me search done properly. Tom Misch. Here we go. Cool beans. And let's just keep going down and finding some stuff. Oh, sorry, I mean instrument patches. Sorry, I want to be in loops. And yeah, Tom Misch. Right, so we've got like some great sax stuff and things, right? So and these if you can audition these, because what they'll automatically do is adjust to the key and the tempo. So they'll all be in C major at the moment and 100 BPM. So you can kind of, if you run a section of audio, for example, let's see what we can run a section, quite simple stuff. Or in fact, we could just add in another, what's this? Yeah, let's put this in somewhere. We know it's a thing. Let's put it here. let's mute this. We don't want that playing. Let's just loop this out a little bit. Turn that off, sorry. Just delete that one. Oh, Doug, what are you doing? Let me just paraff so I can actually see a loop point. Let's get that there like that. We don't really need this much, but you know, let's cycle that selection there and just play it. So now we can audition any of this stuff with a drum pattern to see how it fits in. I'll go through a few of these for you. Like we saw earlier, you could take this Sly Vibes guitar chords, put them in, and then just chop the chords up to suit you. To show you one more thing before we go, I'll just stretch this out. I'm going to loop that there, and I'm going to go into my inspector for the track. I'm going to make sure I'm on region, so which I am. So now with this saxophone, for example, you can change the speed as well, not only the reverse, but if we select the speed, and you can split this and then start making adjustments. So for example, if we go to here, we select our split tool and then split it there. And then we can go to here, do the same thing again. We'll split that there. And then for this last section, split, pull that down. This one, now let's go back to our trim. So for this one, I see all this is changing now, right? We've got it speeded up. But for this one, we could go, right, well, okay, I'll have that play super fast and you'll see it'll shorten, but then we can go with loop and loop that out to suit, and it'll be the much faster version. This one we could go, right, well, okay, I'm gonna shorten that, take my loop point, come on, Doug. Yeah, I might need to go wider with this. I might not be able to, no, I wouldn't be able to loop that anymore. So I'd have to do it. This one is go with the speed and go back to 1, and now it's going to overwrite the end one. So I'm going to have to drag or I'll split this now there, and then just delete that one, and then put in another one. So for example, I know, we'll get off that as well. For example, I know that this one is normal sort of thing, just a bit faster, and just duplicate and drag that to the end there. And for this one, we could just reverse it. So that one like that. And now we'll have a different vibe of that saxophone playing from here. Let's just, again, I'm going to select the loop region for all of these. Okay, so now. The normal speed, and then this one reversed. And then you could put effects on and stuff, you know. You could go, well, okay, maybe I'd like a tape delay on that saxophone. See how that sounds. Stick a, I don't know, let's me reverbs. Space Designer on there as well. Let's open that up. Let's go to the reverse. So let's just reverse that. Have the let's close that out. Have the go find it now. The mix. The mixer is moved. There it is. So the mix will be wet. So now maybe is my envelope. Let's see what it sounds like. You can go absolutely bonkers. Guys, there you go. Gone on far too much. I am going to take off the loop point. I am going to mute these tracks that we don't need to here. Go back to the beginning, close this out. Like I said at the beginning, if you enjoyed this or you found it helpful, please strike the like, subscribe and all that stuff that I covered at the beginning. And yeah, thanks for watching. Remarkable, but working with the producer packs will make you a better engineer, better producer, and you know, it's good fun, and you can really make this stuff your own. All you need to do is start chopping stuff up and things like that, you know, and it's you're golden. Right, okay, brilliant, top job. Anything to say?
Me?
Yeah.
Have you finished?
Well, I will have in a minute, yeah.
All right.
When I've played this. Right, okie dokie, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you later. Ta-ra. Here's the track again.